He's Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen Jacoby. What is it that we do? Yes. What? Yes. They won. So much to get to. We have week 6 in the NFL. We have a new WNBA champion. We have a walk-off in the playoffs in baseball. But we start with the game we all circled in week 6. 2 AFC powers going head-to-head. The Ravens and the Chargers. This was going to be a close one that went down to the wire, wasn't it? Oh, wait. It wasn't. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens cruising to this easy victory.
All I know is this. When this season started, people were describing who they felt were elite quarterbacks in the NFL and leaving out Lamar.
Not anymore.
I remember us saying, didn't Lamar just win MVP 2 years ago? They lose a couple of run backs. They have a few injuries on their team. Doesn't even matter.
No.
And the beauty about the Ravens has always been an identity. I told you, Jacoby, they want to play physical defense.
Run the ball.
And run the ball. And when they snapped their run streak of 100 games, Lamar just threw for 300 and then threw for 400 because they needed him to. But yesterday, run the ball. Be physical. Rinse and repeat.
And listen to the names they have carrying the ball. Freeman, Murray, wait for it, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell was running the ball. It seems like anyone can get 8 yards behind this line the way they've been blocking, and Lamar can throw the ball from the pocket. He hasn't had the crazy runs like he had the last couple of years because he's been so good from the pocket, and this wasn't even close, and the defense showed up too.
And again, when I say identity, you know my guy is Marlon Humphrey.
Yep.
You know that is my guy. He balled yesterday. And there were also people questioning if they would take Justin Herbert over Lamar Jackson. Were people doing that?
We had that conversation last week.
Were people having that conversation?
You really thought I was going to say Herbert, didn't you? No chance. I'm taking Lamar 100 times out of 100. And you know my team, the Bills. They play tonight. And after watching this game, they both lost week 1. You have to ask the question, are the Bills or the Ravens the best team in the AFC right now?
Well, the Ravens, the way they slowed down Eckler, that never happens. They slowed him down in the run game, and they slowed him down in the pass game. But the Bills' defense has been the most consistent this season. So I'll have to say today, Buffalo gets it in the AFC.
Look forward to watching them tonight, but we got a lot more to get to in week 6 before we watch that game, and that is the Green Bay Packers. Playing division rival, the Bears. And let's just listen to how Aaron Rodgers feels about this rivalry.
I looked up in the stands, and in the front row, all I saw was a woman giving me the double bird. I'm not sure exactly what came out of my mouth next.
He said, all my life I've owned you. All my life. And he and Aaron Jones owned the Bears yesterday.
As he acknowledged, he's owned the Bears his entire time there because the Bears haven't had a great quarterback. Their best quarterback in that time has been Jay Cutler. So yes, he has owned them. And the Lions, if you want to add them too. Because we had Matthew Stafford, who's doing really well with the Rams, but he's no Aaron Rodgers. And they also have Aaron Jones, who's been great. He caught a touchdown yesterday. Lazard caught a little shuffle for a touchdown yesterday. They were hitting on all cylinders, and it's always impressive when you score against that Bears D, who going into the game led the NFL in sacks. Their defense going into the game led the NFL in sacks. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers, he's a showman. You seen him do the discount double check. He knew those cameras were on. And by the way, I like how he made himself the victim. Like,
I saw a lady giving me the double bird. So then I decided to yell at the camera about owning an entire franchise.
And not only was it a lady, like she had to be a senior citizen.
You
gotta add more layers.
He's the victim. He's the victim. That's what inspired him. I thought that part was hilarious. And the thing is he's an entertainer. He likes attention. He likes the drama. He knows there's a camera right there. You can't get that shot without a cameraman being right in your face, and he knows that camera also has a microphone.
But you know the one thing I love about football that doesn't exist anymore in basketball is physical intimidation. I like when Aaron Rodgers scores and the dude still push him down.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not a penalty. I like when CeeDee Lamb walks in to score and the dude push him down, and it's not a penalty. They need to bring that back to the NBA.
We spent the entire offseason talking about Aaron Rodgers and whether or not he would get traded and this and that. Well, guess what? Guess what we have? A little sound after the game about maybe an indication of his future with the Packers.
I enjoy this rivalry so much, and I've been so thankful to be a part of it. Still feel like I can move around a little bit. Pete, I don't know if Pete's in there, but he inspired me with my running. I don't think this is my last one, but I have enjoyed every single one of them.
I have enjoyed having been a part of it, but maybe it's not my last one. Is there a chance with a successful season that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the Packers next year?
There's a chance that Aaron Rodgers is back, just like there's a chance that Kyrie Irving's going to get vaccinated. He didn't close the window. Neither did Kyrie. And by the way, one thing about moving, as you get older, it's a little tougher. I don't have to tell you this. When you're trying to move or you're trying to change your phone, that's why I still had this old washed phone. Is because I don't want to take the time to actually move or make change. It's going to be a little more difficult for Aaron to leave some place that he's established himself. He's on a great team. He has a great coach. He has a great legacy to go try to play somewhere else. Stay tuned.
We will see how they perform, because if they get to the Super Bowl, I think he stays. Moving on, we have what I consider the best team in the NFC getting a huge win with a wild finish. Just follow me on this journey, because it was a journey. Diggs, again. And you think that, all right, it's got to be over now, right? I mean, there's no way that Mac Jones is going to. The first play, 75 yards to Bourne. And who was that on?
Diggs.
He went right after him after the pick six.
Well, the thing is, you get 7 interceptions in a row and you just got a pick six and you see the ball coming towards you again, your eyes have to be like, I'm about to get another one.
Yep, double move.
Oh, no.
Double moved him.
Exactly. They
and then
set
we have
him up
CeeDee
good.
Lamb winning the game in overtime after a field goal tied it. Big win for the Cowboys. I consider them the class of the NFC.
How about more yards were given up yesterday by Bill Belichick defense? The most ever. The most ever yards. And by the way, we didn't show, I think it was like a 3rd and 25 that Dak got on a big
Dak
drive
looks
too.
great. Dak looks great.
And Dak threw the ball 51 times.
Wow.
51 pass attempts. You know why? They got weapons. There's Schultz. There's Wilson. There's Cooper. There's CeeDee Lamb. Did CeeDee catch 1, 2 TDs? He out there balling.
In overtime. Got the
He
game
out there
winner.
balling.
Yeah.
And so I understand why you're enthusiastic about the Cowboys. You got a elite defender in Diggs and making a name for himself. But what about the Cardinals?
Well, let's turn this from ESPN into the Cardinals.
Can we go to the Cowboy parade?
News.
Can we go to the
You wanna
Cowboy parade?
Oh yeah, there's a parade today.
You know what?
We have a breaking photo. We have a live photo.
Breaking news from Jalen
Live
Jacoby.
photo.
The Dallas Cowboys are currently holding their Super Bowl championship parade.
And now we move from ESPN to the Cardinals News Network. We picked the Cardinals last year as our team, and it didn't really pay off last year. However, when I say that the Cowboys are the class of the NFC, everyone in Arizona is like, what about our team? We are undefeated, and I thought this would be a game. Browns, Cardinals, 2 good teams on the come up. Jalen, this was not even close to close.
And the Cardinals ain't always 6-0. They started at St. Louis. I think Neil Lomax was their quarterback the last time they were 6-0. And that season, they ended 10-6.
Ooh.
And so the thing I like the most is Kyler Murray can do it in all facets. He had 4 touchdowns yesterday. And did you see D-Hop put the D to sleep?
Yep.
Spin off of him, squirt up in the end zone, score a touchdown like it's no big deal?
He was
Right.
wide open on the touchdown. Wide
AJ
open.
Green, like the weapons that they have, Kirk. So like, shout to Cliff Kingsbury, who I'm gonna hit up to come on the show. He told me he wanted to come on the show.
Great.
And the thing I want to talk to him about is that air raid offense that they hired him to institute and then draft Kyler Murray to play in. It don't look like Jacksonville and Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, we see where this is going. And I know the Jaguars won yesterday, but all of those dominoes fell perfect for them. But for the Browns, is their bandwagon empty? Like, going into this season, they were paid professionals. Like, oh, they got more talent than anybody.
Super Bowl.
They don't go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I need receipts. Where they at? Where they at? I feel like Pocket the press conference. Where they at? You know what I'm saying? Because this, it was great to see Odell catch 5 balls.
Finally.
But I believe they might even end up trading him.
Well,
I believe they had a couple of injuries yesterday. Chubb didn't play. Hunt hurt and came.
Yep.
Hunt left the game. Hurt my fantasy as well. Oh my God, hurt my heart.
Good.
Right? And so I believe the injuries yesterday may cost the Browns already the lofty goals that so many set for them.
And when you look at expectations, the Browns had high expectations. The Cardinals are certainly exceeding expectations. They're 6-0, and look at their next 5 games.
Let's do that.
I don't see any losses, Jalen. Like, look at that. Like, who are they going to lose to? Maybe the 49ers, maybe the Seahawks if Wilson will be back by then.
I'm looking at that Packers game. That might be an L right there, the Packer game.
Think so?
Yeah, that might be one. But obviously we're rooting for those guys. But here's a question I want to ask you about these two teams. Both of these teams feature players that went #1 in the NFL draft. Shout out to Lincoln Riley, by the way. He got 3 quarterbacks right now, Jalen Hurts, all in the league. Do you invest in Baker Mayfield long term?
No. And what they're going to do is they're going to point back to the injuries that you mentioned and say that's the reason that our season wasn't successful. But Baker Mayfield is sometimes 400 yards, high accuracy, 4 touchdowns. Sometimes turns the ball over. And this team is their running game. And with those injured running backs, they will not be able to have a stout running game. I'm not investing in Baker Mayfield. Jalen, you've invested way too much of your time and energy in the Detroit Lions. Way too much of your time and energy in the Detroit Lions. They barely scored. Like, they barely scored a point. Look at Jamar Chase pushing around your DBs. We'll discuss after this. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, after the game, the Lions lost last week. Dan Campbell was crying. This time, he's pointing a finger at your guy, Jared Montana. Let's listen to the head coach of your Detroit Lions.
I feel like he needs to step up more than he has. And I think he needs to help us, you know, just like everybody else. And I think he's going to need to put a little bit of weight on his shoulders here, and it's time to step up, make some throws, and do some things.
Jalen Lions once again got waxed. It says they scored 11 points, but those were garbage time. They had 0 up for like the majority of the game. You all right, bud?
So I must separate my Lions commentary from my Detroit loyalty.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening with this franchise is Detroiters are so loyal that we're blinded by the fact that this team is terrible.
Terrible.
And I remember when we were looking for a head coach, and there were a couple of pundits that was like, maybe they should go after Eric Bieniemy.
Salah.
And I told you, the Lions ownership basically pays the coach by the hour. They're not going after Eric Bieniemy. How many times have we had the worst record after 6 weeks in the NFL? How many times have we started 0-6? Oh, wait, there it is.
Hard to get worse.
Put that back up there.
Hard to get worse than
Put that back up there.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Put that back up there.
Why do you do this to yourself, Jalen?
That is incredibly poor.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
They're terrible.
I'm speechless.
They are a terrible football team,
speechless.
and I'm never, ever going to predict them to win a football game.
What happened to biting
never going to
knees?
do that again.
Hey, Dan Campbell, what happened to biting knees? Where's Dan Campbell?
You get knocked down.
So now you're going to blame my guy, Jared Montana, now?
Getting
Is that
knocked
what
down,
we
you're
doing?
supposed to be biting kneecaps.
Right,
on the
what
way up,
about
but
you,
guys
dog?
keep getting knocked down.
What
You're
about
not
you?
eating any
We're going to
kneecaps.
get
No
up.
slow
And on the
roasted
way up, We're going
kneecaps.
to bite a kneecap off.
Meow.
We're going to move on to a game that featured a team that's actually good at football, and that is the Los Angeles Rams. They went right over here, across the river to MetLife, and put on an absolute show. Kupp, Woods, your former quarterback, Matt Stafford, just putting up numbers in an absolute beatdown of the Giants.
And shout out to Joe Burrow and Chase. Chase had a huge crack block for one of his teammates to score a touchdown. You know who we played this weekend?
Yeah, I do.
The Rams.
I know.
And you know they have Matthew Stafford. And he was our quarterback for at least a decade. And I told you, he was a franchise guy. Now he gets Sean McVay to dial him up. Gets Cooper Kupp and Woods. And by the way, let me just say this. There isn't a more underrated wide receiver duo in the NFL than Cooper Kupp and Woods.
Good point.
And it just ain't my opinion. I'm watching. He also has on the other side Aaron Donald,
Jalen Ramsey,
and an owner with a blank checkbook in the Cronkies. Okay? He's now set up to win. And he's performing as such. Now let's talk about your guy Daniel Dimes to the other team.
Daniel Pennies.
3 to the other team and 1 fumble loss, I believe. The Giants have not found their quarterback in New York. I remember after 3 weeks, y'all was celebrating, throwing a parade.
I kept riding for this guy. I'm off of him. They need to lose more games to get a new quarterback in the draft. That's really what needs to happen. Or get Aaron Rodgers. Moving on. Ben Simmons, the saga continues. Jalen Rose, the latest is that he is practicing with the team. We don't know if he's going to play in the season opener. Jalen, you played 13 years in the NBA. What is the vibe? Like, how does this work when he's with the team, interacting with his teammates, and playing with them?
I think one of the more overrated things for people who don't play sports in particular is the dynamics of a relationship with your teammates. You don't have to personally like your teammate. Y'all don't have to even get along, but y'all can still have great chemistry on the court. See Shaq and Kobe. They were so very dominant and they didn't see eye to eye that they only won 3 championships in a row. Clearly, I'm not putting these guys in that category, but Joel Embiid, right? One of the top 3 MVP candidates last year. Ben Simmons, one of the top 10 players in the Eastern Conference. And they also have Tobias Harris. Also, so for Philadelphia, this is where you need Daryl Morey to actually make a deal for Ben Simmons. This is why you brought him there.
Yeah.
This is where you need Doc Rivers to use Ben Simmons at his apex, which he didn't do in the playoffs last year. And then went to the podium and basically said that they can't win with Ben playing the point. That's what he said. And then did a media tour to try to clean it up so Ben to come back to the team so they can actually trade him. So how are the teammates acting? They know it's business. And they got expectations. And Ben know the only way I'm going to get moved is the ball. That's the only way he going to get moved. So he's motivated. They motivated. They're going to come out of the game. They're going to come out of the gate looking like a unit.
I think he does play in the opener. And I think that they run some plays for him. And I think he puts up some numbers. I think they're going to feature him in order to get rid of him. It's going to be very interesting to watch what unfolds there. And Jalen, there's been some drama unfolding in the Major League Baseball playoffs. Series between the Braves and the Dodgers in Atlanta came down to another walk-off. This time it was Eddie Rosario with the single up the middle, scoring from second base, giving them a 2-0 series lead. Jalen, is this one over for the Dodgers?
These are 2 cities where I've had homes for at least 20 years. And this week, I've been in both places. I was in Atlanta when they did their initial walk-off, right? And the euphoria that their baseball fans have had and now get a chance to re-energize is awesome. The enthusiasm behind Dodgers baseball and the celebrities that we see at the game have been outstanding. It's important for the Dodgers to get this next game, though.
They need it.
They better get this next game.
This one's not over, but if they go down 0-3,
they better get this
over.
next game. And you know what happens. It's going to be a big game for Mookie. Watch.
Jalen, we have a WNBA champion. We also have 2 very different